The Unova tour for Pokemon Go 2025 was an absolute shit show. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. We need to address the elephant in the room, the Unova tour. It was terrible. I'm going to go over, like I said in my previous video, how well I did with all the tickets that I bought, whether, for science, if doing that, buying all the tickets is even worth it, moving into the future. And also, we'll go over how well I did. And then finally, go over your guys' comments on social media, on X, about the event, so we can get a full circle type of analysis on why this event was so bad. So first off, I'm gonna pull up my game, go to the recents here, and just kind of show you guys how I did. Now, there's some trades here. I did do the ticket where you get the lucky guaranteed like trinket thing, and we decided to do poi polls, and they turned out okay. The wife's was 95%. It was like 14, 15, 14, and mine is 14, 14, 14 across the board. I actually can't complain about that too much. Plus, it's going to be a cheap power up too, because Naganadel is, I think, the top non-mega poison type in the game. Non-shadow too. I don't even count shadows, but that's another topic for another day. But yeah, poi poll. So that turned out okay. And then we did a couple more special trades there that I did a special trade for that. But my hatches, I did get a good Kyurem towards the end, and I think I caught almost all my Kyurems, so you're going to see a lot of Kyurems. The Zorua spawns every 2 minutes was one of the worst ideas I have ever seen in the game. The animation takes like 10 to 15 seconds. We only have 120 seconds. The strategy was to click on Pokemon before it turned on the hour to try to find a shiny, but that's a whole nother discussion we'll get into here very shortly. But the Zorua stuff was absolutely terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. It was more of a FOMO, like, haha, let's sit back and laugh at you while you try to navigate our game that doesn't work half the time when you're trying to click on them. And these aren't like complaints here. This is actually like what happened. You guys lived it. I knew you did. I'm just kind of sharing the same sentiment you guys have, because literally, I think the first day that we had the event on Saturday, every single time the clock turned on the hour, I had to restart my game. It could not handle it. It couldn't handle the Zoruas because it's a very complex, like kind of like Ditto, right? It's a whole complex type thing, and they all spawn all over the place. The game just couldn't handle it. So I lost 30 to 45 seconds out of my 120 seconds, even though I wasn't going to get a shiny anyway, let's be honest. It was not efficient whatsoever. The 2 minutes should have been like 5 minutes, because you can't just shiny check these. You have to catch them or do what I just said, the method of trying to find a shiny. But again, we'll get in that in a second. As far as Kyurems though, I did fine. I saw a lot of people talking about it's really hard to catch Kyurem. I don't share that sentiment whatsoever. I don't agree with that at all. It's a piece of cake throw, and I think I caught every one of them except one. I did get some shinies. Mind you, I paid for all the tickets though. I've been a preacher of this for probably 5 to 6 years. If you spend money in the game, you will get rewarded one way or another, whether that's a bunch of shiny Pokemon from raids or it's 100% IVs. The game will find a way to reward you for spending money. In my case, it was Kyurems that were shiny. Here are all the Kyurems. So I must have did about 25-ish, 26-ish raids, and I had already had this shiny on the bottom here. So I had 1, 2, 3 shinies, 197.8. The rest I already had, like I had this 95.6 on the bottom here, and then of course I had this. I already had those from the past, right? 2020 and 2022. So this is like the third or fourth time Kyurems come out. This one was a new one. So I kind of had some good IVs going into it, so I was going to have some good evolved forms anyway. Let's talk about this, right? So I got the ticket for raids. The free raid passes in person was kind of nice, for sure. But outside of that, it was really more about the remote raids, and Niantic didn't lower the price. So what's interesting is I probably spent $15 on raids to only do 9, right? I did like 9 remote raids, maybe 10. That's like $15. Hey, Niantic, guess what? If they were $1 a piece like they used to be, I would have done 30, 40, because I'd be getting more for my money, but I would have spent more money. Think about that. Kind of crazy to think about, right? We're like, well, you spent $15. Yeah, I did 9, 10 raids. I'm telling you right now, I would have spent 30 to do 30 raids. You lost money from me. And I'm sure everyone else that did some remote raids feels the same way. We would have spent a little bit more money because we would have got more for our money. Is there the other side of the spectrum true? Spend $5, do 5 raids? Sure. But you absolutely lost out money from me because the return of investment was not there. Now, something that I don't know if it was my fault, ignorance, whatever, it was not talked about whatsoever that you had to have Glaciate on Kyurem in order to get the new move. I used 1,000 Black Volt Fusion Energy on a Kyurem that didn't have Glaciate just to find out that you can't use an Elite Charge TM or a Charge TM to get the exclusive special move. I had to end up, and I had to pay for them. I had to buy remote raid passes to make sure I'd get enough energy to get what you see right here to have the move Freeze Shock, and to also get the adventure ability if I ever want to use it, because it was nowhere in the game, or there's no insight to how that actually worked without freaking Googling it. That's insane. So that kind of made me pretty angry. But outside of that, I mean, raiding Kyurems and whatnot, it was a little frustrating because you had to do so. Even with the pass, right? Even with the pass, which I got to rank 248, not too bad. Even with the pass, right? They didn't give you enough to even do enough energy towards a Kyurem. Let's look here. 50-50, that's 100, right? 200. That's all they give you. Niantic literally forced us to do raids. Oh, you want to do it? Do raids. The special research that they gave us, right? Oh, that's not enough. You have to raid. We were forced to raid enough to get them, whether you had the passes, the money, whatever, we were forced to do it. That's crazy. To buy $15 on the pass, Tour Pass Deluxe, and not get enough with spending money, that's crazy. That's wild to me. As far as it being worth the money, no, I don't think it was. I didn't get any shinies from any of this. Victini wasn't really worth it. Honestly, where a lot of the value came from was the XL candies for the legendaries, because XL candies, as you guys know, is like outside of Stardust being the most desired thing, XL candies is number 2 for sure. So XL candies was nice. I just wish it was more. But for $15, would I buy something like this again? Hell no. Hell no. And the fact that the bonuses was XP, bro, if they're not going to come out with level 100 anytime soon, I am so sick and tired of all the XP. Like, I'll just give an analogy but it's kind of true. The last like 15 bonuses and events have all been XP. Nothing has been Stardust. That's ridiculous. Stardust is the most valuable thing in the game. People who are level 40 through 50, some of them don't care. That's why I'm mentioning it. Don't care about XP. They don't. They want other aspects of the game. Stardust is king daddy. You have to be able to power things up. And with the XLs, ever since they were introduced in level 50, it is more expensive now more than ever to power up Pokemon. So Stardust is where it's at. And having a bonus for XP was terrible. So the Tour Pass Deluxe, don't buy it. Seriously, it's not worth it. The egg hatching, not worth it. You have to be able to hatch Pokemon to begin with. Where the hell is hatched? It's hatched, right? Okay. So these are all the Pokemon I hatched. I did get a Shroodle that had nothing to do with the event. I got super lucky. I'm kind of happy about that, to be honest with you. So I started with Shroodle, okay? These are all the Pokemon I hatched. So I hatched, in 2 days, mind you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Wow, this is impressive. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, like 24, right? If I did that math right. No shinies, okay? And really not worth it. I did get, however, a shiny Sigalith from research. And it was from the egg hatch research, but that doesn't mean it was worth buying. It does not mean it was worth buying. Day one, I got, I think, 0 click shinies outside of Deerling. So, I don't care. Some people care about unknown. I don't care. Okay. I don't even know why I was clicking on them. I think I'll trade this to my wife because she wants it, because she wants to complete it. So I guess it's trade bait for me, but I don't count unknown as a actual normal hourly spawn. My only click shiny day one was Deerling, and I posted about this on X. I didn't even know I had it. Like, if this doesn't prove to you how bad day one was and the shiny rates are, that I overlooked Deerling, if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, then I don't know what else to tell you. The fact that I overlooked having a shiny Deerling off of day one as my only clicked shiny for 7-ish hours that I went out, drove around to play, extremely exhausting. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know, I don't know what will. Now, day two ended up being a little bit better. I needed a shiny Rufflet, I got it. I needed a Frillish, and it's XXL, I got it. I needed a Vanillix, I got it. And then these are just, you know, some raids I did. So if I did buy the ticket, I wouldn't have had this, but honestly, I didn't care. I didn't. This was not a clicked shiny. I didn't have to work hard for this. This just was given to me. Same with the unknown, honestly. I didn't have to work hard for that either. It was just given to me on instance. I had to go around for 14, 15 hours of work, and that's what I have to show. A Rufflet, a Frillish, and a Vanillite for clicking on Pokemon in 14, 15 hours of gameplay. Now, this isn't in defense of Niantic, but apparently 2 things were true. 1, Deerling had an increased shiny rate. So if you think you got a ton of Deerling, think you did badass. You didn't. It had increased shiny rate. Okay. 2, Niantic never said that the shiny rates were boosted. Niantic never said the shiny rates were boosted. So, what does that mean? All this was a glorified raid weekend. We fell for it, and I know we aren't gonna fall for it again. So the only ticket that was probably worth the money, even though that's a heavy asterisk behind it, was probably the Masterwork research for Shiny Meloetta, because all the Shiny Masterwork researches are paid for. This one was only $5. Lord knows how much the next one's gonna be, because there will be another one, and it'll probably be $15. So Lord knows how much the next one was gonna be. This one was $5, okay? And you need a shiny, you might as well get it out of the way, out of your decks, for your decks. So out of the $30, this one was probably the only one worth buying. The other ones literally didn't hardly do anything. It was more about remote rating than in-person rating for the most part. Again, the Tour Pass thing was not good. The shiny rates were ass. There weren't any shiny rates. There were full odds, people. They were full odds. There are no shiny rates. It was full odds. That's what it was. It was full odds. So this wasn't a shiny catching event at the end of the day. It wasn't. It wasn't. And obviously, for what I caught, it proves it. That's just so. So, like I mentioned, I would show you guys what people are saying on X, and go figure, Niantic is trending. So, this guy said, well, this is what he said. Bug summary. I hatched 500 eggs and got 2 shinies. I'm so sick of these odds, especially when it's a big event. It has totally discouraged me from hatching eggs anymore. The next event is an egg hatch event, and I seriously don't want to play. Everyone X today has had it with their money grab. I did countless raids and barely got decent IVs. Not to mention, I was the hardest hitter on the most raids. Every time I got the hardest hitter, I got the worst IV. People work so hard at this game, get nothing. That doesn't make you want to play anymore. It gets to the point where you just say, F it, a fortune, whatever. You're selling the company anyway. So basically, your customers are just a number. You truly don't deserve to have such a loyal fan base. Um, the odds are stacked against us. That's the whole point of shinies being rare. You Pogo players have had it easy on community days. This guy is new. He has no idea what he's talking about. I'm not going to give him any more light of the day. Holy crap. Pokieke. Did we get scammed? Making people walk around for 8 hours and not having the decency to crank up the shiny rates is cruelty. Just plain evil. The biggest scam of the weekend was the Lucky Trinket. I mean, I paid for it, and Niantic is putting a time limit on it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so you could only use it, you had to use it in 8 days after you got it. I completely forgot to say that. Isn't that crazy? You had to use it. I had 2 chances in last year to get a shiny Zorua, didn't get one during Halloween, and with the constant crashes, the limited 2 minutes of Zorua spawns, and the insanely stupid shiny race, here I am with nothing but 1,000 plus Zorua candies. Thanks, Niantic. Niantic. How about the issue with the Unova Tour was a massive flop? Shiny rates were trash because there weren't any. No roaming legendaries. That's a good point. 10 kilometer egg drop nerfed. Yeah, because it was really hard to get 10 kilometers. I speak a lot of players who think this is the worst major event done by Niantic. I agree. Outside of GoFest disaster. Okay, fair. But no, this is the worst like worldwide event, right? Where everyone participated worldwide. No one participated worldwide at GoFest. So this is the worst worldwide Pokemon Go event they've ever done. Niantic spitting the user base one final time before sale of the company. Let's see. I think Niantic's business practices are incredibly scummy, but the concept of having a regular ass Victini that cost $15 was too funny for me to pass up. Too funny. That's actually a good way to look at it. After a fairly lackluster Pokemon Go tour in LA, I had a low bar for the global version, but man, they managed to underwhelm even my lowest expectations. I played Saturday, super lame. Today, I did my 2 free raids and decided grocery shopping was more interesting. Yeah, we have things to do. Yeah. Unova Tour done 7 shiny Kyurem and 8 wild shinies. That's actually, well, let's see. So 2 of these were boosted. 2 of these were boosted. The shiny, they spent a lot of money on raids, so they did okay. Let's see. Fun event, did a lot of raids with friends. Happy about my second Shundo Legendary. Thanks, Niantic. How'd they even do? I mean, raiding is always... I mean, it takes a lot of money, right? When will Niantic realize they are the problem, the terrible company? So, let's actually look at this. So... let's read some more comments and then I'll let you guys go. $27 ticket for 1 lucky trade and not even slightly boosted shinies. Not a go-to event, in my opinion, just Gen 5 showcase. That's a good point. I haven't played the game in months and it looks like now was a perfect time to hop back in. I haven't... Oh, no, it wasn't. The event was awful, and if I knew the lucky trinket expires in a week, I wouldn't have paid. At least I know for next time. Bingo. Huge flop of an event. Fantastic time. Thanks. Yeah, okay. Worst tour so far, few shinies. Out of 80 raids, I got 0 100% and 1 shiny. Few fusion energy, even with the deluxe and boring quests. Really the worst tour, and I was lucky. The few people that still play this game with us got even less shinies. Make up the event ASAP. Over 2 days and weekend, I started on the mark of 22 egg clear out before the global tour begins. I never expected almost 120 hatches that I only get 1 shiny. That's all I get from this event. This is why I really don't like about hatching when I saved my incubators. A lot of people not understanding RNG here. Just because you did X number of raids or clicked X number of Pokemon doesn't mean you're guaranteed a shiny or perfect. It just increases your chances. Nothing is 100%. However, it was all base odds. That was the problem. Would have had more fun if the game didn't crash every time I tried to look at my field research. Amen. After lots of raids the last few hours, me and my friends decided to jump on the bus and shiny hunt that way, and it paid off. Honestly, bus grinding is the way to go. So I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, look, a lot of deerling. Increased chances, ladies and gentlemen. So they didn't really catch that many Pokemon outside of deerling, and I think Pikachu might have been increased too, but I did not click on them because I didn't want them. Shiny rates suck. If this keeps up, we the people will quit playing. Absolutely. Your app kept bug freezing, kicking me out of raids all weekend. I wasn't able to reach 500. I kept having to force quit the app multiple times. Yeah, so it's not good. It's not good. Um, it's not good, guys. So yeah, the worst event in Pokemon Go history, and I can't believe I'm saying that in 2025 when we've had some bad events in the past. How crazy is that? Let me recap, put it all together, and we'll end the video, right? Because I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. Please share your experience in the comment section down below. I will never, ever, now that I've learned, do these events ever again. I wasted 14 to 15 hours of my time playing this stupid game, thinking I could get the shinies that I needed. I needed like 18 shinies, guys. Like this is one of the generations where I need a lot of shinies. Surprisingly, like I still don't have Drillbur, I still don't have Scraggy, and they've been events so much. I don't have either of those. It's abysmal. So hopefully we've learned our lesson. Honestly, the only way you should do these events is do some raids, get them knocked out, get what you need from raids, get it knocked out. You're done. GoFest will have increased shiny rates, but this is just terrible, man. I tell you what, my cat's even coming up and telling me the same thing. We've learned our lesson. The next tour, which would be the Kalos tour, is probably going to be terrible. I'm not going to play it. I've learned my lesson, and anything like this moving forward is dead. Niantic made so much money, people spent so much money, and didn't get really any, if at all, return on their investment and their time. 14 to 15 hours of time I'll never get back. There's plenty of stuff to do on the weekend. There's chores, adulting stuff, you name it, fun things to do. But a lot of us spent our time playing this game because we enjoy it and we loved it. We've been playing it for so long, hoping we would have a good time. And man, did we just get shot in the face. And Niantic does not care. Hopefully they sell the company so this game can just be buried into the ground. We can forget about it and move on to the next thing. That's it with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.